This knife can do everything.
You do it all. Okay.
A working knife and a bush knife.
This is the knife I have. Is that good enough? My name is Dr. Mike Lang. As both a health researcher and adventure guide, I've seen how spending time outdoors can enhance the well-being of family caregivers. Nolan has faced a lot of caregiving challenges growing up in a military family impacted by post-traumatic stress disorder. Luckily, he likes a good challenge, and together with survivalist Chris Arends, we are heading out into the mountains in the dead of winter to build a survival shelter and talk about being a caregiver for someone with PTSD. This is Caregivers in the Wild. Oh, there's that wind.
Yeah.
Oh man. Minus 42.
Doesn't get much colder.
It's gonna be cold. How you feel about this, Nolan?
I hope you don't screw me over.
I'm not. You got this. Chris has you on belay. So try and dig your toes in there. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Nice, Nolan. Yeah.
So grew up in 2 different households with a parent with PTSD in each one. So a lot of the times, like, I don't know, the battery's dead, so we got to bring it in. And, whoever will get so angry, and the person behind the counter thinks it's them. So I have to be like, all right, listen, go over there, I'll deal with it. So then I have to sit there and go, sorry, it's not you, it's not anything, he's mad at the battery. So I have to explain it's just them coping in their own way with the situation that's just been handed to them. And so the interpreting of that is almost like another language. You have to see both sides.
Wow, this is cool. I think there's a little nice tree up around the corner here. We'll go check and see if that's a good spot to stop, eh? We can get rid of this snow, sticks and everything along here, like something to keep a wall, and then we'll put the snow
Pile
up
the
against
snow
it,
up?
right?
Sure.
I can see it already done, like the hot tub's here.
Yeah.
Put the fridge
Hot
there.
tub over there. Yeah.
My dad and my stepdad taught me a lot of how to just survive in the wilderness, what happens if you get lost,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. Like, I'd be doing the same thing with my dad in my backyard.
Yeah.
We'd make like a little snow fort, whatever. It was just a way for Dad and I to like bond over the same thing.
Yeah. Have you ever thought of yourself as a caregiver?
Never.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. It just, you don't realize something's different until you talk to people, and then you're like,
Yeah.
I didn't grow up like that.
Yeah.
I've only ever known this.
Yeah.
So to me, it's not something special. It's just life.
It's just life.
I just have to. So I never really thought about it as taking care of someone.
Yeah, I mean, your role is really different in that you had to be able to recognize, the cues of when your parents getting like wound up, right, and helping them calm down, and that seems very unique as a caregiving situation.
This stuff's cold and it's wet.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to warm it up. We've put some sap in there, and sap's really good for catching fire.
Take it. There you go. At least my hands are warm.
Must be nice, eh?
It's warming up the hands. So, based on what you know, how would you describe PTSD?
In military and veterans, it's quite common to see kind of signs. A lot of the times it is just anger of not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
Or major depression. A lot of times you can tell on their face when they're severely depressed, and that usually comes with PTSD. But usually it's like you would never know somebody has PTSD.
Before coming out here, actually, I talked to a psychologist who works with veterans who have PTSD. She said, a lot of times if you have an emotion, it's like a log, right? You just leave the fire here, it burns out. And so if you can just sit with someone and that emotion just sort of dissipates, then, you can move forward after that. But the problem is when you start throwing more logs on the fire, like, I shouldn't have done that, it's all my fault, I'm never gonna be a good dad. That's when things get hotter and hotter and hotter, and it leads to...
Now you got a forest fire.
And you got a fire.
Yeah.
If there's no one there to pull you out and to keep you from throwing more logs on the fire, that's when you get into trouble.
Yeah.
Right? You described that really well. Yeah, we're gonna keep the fire going for a bit. Boil some water. Sheesh, it's like a blizzard. All right, I guess we'll tear this guy down, hey?
And then I hopefully bring my kids out to do something like this so they can feel what this is like. To feel cold and tired and then wake up to this beautiful, sunny, magical winter snow globe day.
Yeah. Nolan and Chris, one word how you're feeling right now in this moment.
Cold. No, I'd say probably proud and being able to spread how I get through it and what I can do. Hopefully somebody somewhere sees it and goes, maybe I'll use that. Maybe that'll help me.
I
Yeah.
will. I know I will.
Yeah.
100%.
I know we all will. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, man. Well, you should be proud. Chris.
First, right off the bat when you said that, just the perseverance, like putting yourself in a situation that might test you. It's good for your caliber.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
Yeah.
it'll help you take another step forward and make you a bit stronger.
I think I'm gonna have to say impressed. That would be my one word. I'm impressed that we did it.
I have no doubt, man.
I know you guys had no doubts. I had a few. Yeah. You know, and I also learned so much, you know, about being an interpreter for others and you know, like a fire supervisor,
Yeah.
you know, making sure that those emotional bonfires don't get out of control. And yeah, you know, I think those are two ideas that could really help caregivers who have loved ones with PTSD.